I'm speaking with the B-25 Chief, Jerry Lester, from Michigan, and from the Yankee Air Museum up in my old stomping ground of Ypsilanti and Belleville, Michigan. Jerry, how's the show going for you guys so far?
Going very well. We're just pleased to be here. They've had excellent turnout crowds. A lot of interest, of course, in the B-25, the World War II Mitchell bomber. What's exciting is to see the families with all the kids. This is what it's about. We got to keep history going.
When I was looking at it this morning, a couple of older gentlemen stopped by and were talking about the differences in the planes that they actually flew. So they must have been World War II vets. Was this one of the ones that turned around World War II for us?
Absolutely. The B-25 is historic as far as its reputation, of course, with Jimmy Doolittle, who flew off the aircraft carrier Hornet to do the first bombing. The B-25 is an interesting aircraft, World War II aircraft. It is the only aircraft that served in every theater of World War II.
Really?
Europe, Mediterranean, Africa, Indonesia, China, Burma, all of the Pacific, even, of course, did the bombing into Japan.
Why was it able to do that?
Because of its versatility. The role could change. It's a medium bomber. People get a little confused when you say medium. They think it has to do with the bomb load, but it really has to do with the altitude compared to a heavy bomber, 17, 24. You know, they were the 25,000, 32,000 altitude. These guys flew right around 8,000, 10,000 feet.
That made it more dangerous for them, though, too, right?
More susceptible to ground fire. The advantage the B-25 had was its speed. In today's jet world, it probably doesn't mean much to people, but if you go back to 1943, when you talk to these pilots, they will tell you the speeds in excess of 300 mile an hour was very common. And if you think of the size of the plane being a prop plane, that's a fast airplane.
Yeah. Now, I know you'll be giving rides. Those won't start until later on this afternoon, so people seeing this right now can come out maybe after 5 o'clock. Should they come out and sign up ahead of time?
We would encourage them to sign up ahead of time. As you mentioned, at the air show, the airspace is closed. So once the air show is open, the airspace will open, then we can do our rides. We take up 7 people at a time. The ride is $400 per seat per person. You are airborne a good half hour. We don't count taxi time or tower time or anything. It's once you're in the air. We stay at low level, 2,000 to 3,000 feet, because we want people to see landmarks they're familiar with.
Sure.
You'd be surprised how many of the riders we actually fly over their house. Of course,
that'd be kind of cool.
They don't realize we fly over about 100,000 houses, but we get lucky and we fly over theirs. So.
And you've got a C-47. The Yankee Air Museum has a C-47 out here also, correct?
Correct. The B-25 is called the Yankee Warrior.
Okay.
The C-47 is called the Yankee Doodle Dandy. What's special about the C-47 this year, this is the first full flight season that we have been certified to fly passengers.
Great.
In the past, we were not allowed to fly public on it, but now that's been changed and waived, so we're really excited that the people have an opportunity. The cost on that plane is $195 per person, and I believe they take up 10 or 11 because it's a much larger fuselage.
All right.
But there are 2 different types of airplanes.
Oh yeah, very different. When people come out to see them, they'll be able to tell that right away. Yeah.
You'll see there's a lot of room on the C-47, and there's not a lot of room on the B-25, but see, their roles were different. The B-25 that we have that is exciting for us is the fact that this is the only B-25D model, which means it was an early model, that's flying today that actually has combat history.
Oh, really?
This plane flew combat in April and May of 1944. They were with the 489th Squadron, which was located on the island of Corsica in the Mediterranean, and their bombing runs were into Italy.
Wow.
We have all the documentation, the crew numbers, the missions. We can tell you where they went, what was their bomb load. Unfortunately, there are no surviving crew members at this time. Many of them survived the war, but they would be in their late 80s and 90s, so they've passed through. So
that's amazing. Now, the Yankee Air Museum up in Belleville, Michigan. Let's talk a little bit about that. The website's yankeeairmuseum.org.
That is correct.
All right.
Any information that the people want regarding the museum, they can go to the website. They can also book rides on our 3 aircraft. We have a B-17, the Yankee Lady, so they can choose a date, time, and all that sort of stuff right online, or they can come in and do it. We also have recently added to our fleet a bi-wing open cockpit Waco, and they are selling rides on that plane. So
those are pretty cool. I've been up on one of those. Now, what's actually at the museum? It's at Willow Run Airport, right?
Okay, the Yankee Air Museum is at Willow Run Airport. Willow Run Airport is just east of Ann Arbor, and it's right off of I-94, so there's easy access. The museum that we're currently in is easy to find. Most people know the history that unfortunately in 2004 we had a massive fire that destroyed everything that we had, all of the memorabilia at our museum. Fortunately, the 3 flyables were saved, and that has allowed us to continue fly and raise money. The museum we're in, there's a lot of hands-on things for the students and the children. A lot of memorabilia things for the adults, historical things. Of course, that's the Willow Run Airport, famous for the Ford bomber plant, where they built approximately 8,000 B-24 Liberators. That was right across the airport. They have since torn that factory down, but we had the opportunity to purchase about 144,000 square feet of that place, including the exit doors where the planes came out, and that will be eventually our new museum. Everything will be located there.
All right, to help make that happen, obviously you'll take donations. Do you also take donations of memorabilia as
Absolutely.
these World War II vets pass away and
the
have
families
things in their homes?
Absolutely. The families that wind up with these memorabilia, and we always encourage the families to hang on to them, you know, because it's part of their family. But if they get to the point where there is no interest, please do not put it on the curb or send it to the landfill. We have a process. They just call. There's a form. They have to identify what they got. There's certain things we no longer take because of biohazard stuff. But then the committee will go through and identify. We can't wind up storing things, so if we already have many of them, we may take it with the understanding, and the donors have to sign off on the slip, that we can do what we want with that. And what that means is maybe another museum doesn't have that particular artifact, and we can trade for something we don't have. So it stays within the museum.
All right. And on the website, they can make donations if they want. It's yankeeairmuseum.org. You can go up there and make a donation, probably using your credit card.
Yep.
And all your questions can be answered by going there. Jerry, thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, it's my privilege. We're just thrilled to be here, to be part of this show this year. It's been an excellent show. So thank you for your time and the privilege of talking to you.
Thank you.